All right, guys, I just wrapped up my sprint session here. Did some hill sprints, and I had a question from one of my subscribers. He was wondering any shoes recommendation when it comes to training for MMA, combat sports. What's some good barefoot shoes options? So I'm not in any way affiliated with any of these companies, but this is kind of what I use. And the reason why I use them is, first of all, they're the barefoot, the Vivo barefoot. They're pretty much like gloves that snug your feet, and they spread your toe boxes out, right? You see how they spread my feet out? And with conventional shoes like that we're used to wearing, right? Whether it's Nikes, whatever it is, usually there's not much flexibility. You're cramming your toes and your feet inside those shoes, and what begins to happen over time is your feet start to mold in that way, so they get more narrow, and what begins to happen is you start to have even more issues, right? Issues that might extend into your knees, into your back, right? Because your feet are supposed to be almost like cans. They're supposed to be nice and wide, right? Supposed to like claw the ground. So I use the Vivo barefoot when it comes to sprinting outdoors, right? I just feel it. I feel the ground connection with these shoes. Now, when I'm not sprinting and I'm just training in a gym, I'm using the Vivo. So I use Vibrams for sprinting, and then the Vivo barefoot shoes for training indoors, which essentially is kind of very minimal support, right? So you feel the ground, but it's not like a every toe shoe. So it's still like a regular shoe, but the flexibility in those things, man, you can almost roll them up and put them in your pocket if you needed to. So yeah, that's my two recommendations when it comes to training, especially for MMA, jiu-jitsu, not so much wrestling, because in wrestling you have shoes, but for jiu-jitsu and MMA, you're in barefoot, right? So you want to make sure you're strengthening your feet. Also, there's muscles in your toes and your feet that people necessarily don't think about and become dormant because, you know, they just snugged up in that way. So if you want to get your feet strong, eventually, which will lead into more power, whether it's through penetration shots, whether it's to more power in your punches, whatever the case may be, I suggest using some Vibrams, right, when it comes to sprinting. Vibram 5 fingers and Vivo barefoot when it comes to the regular training in the gym. So yeah, I hope that helps to anyone, you know, in combat sports looking for a minimal shoe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Done.